Last class, we have started a problem based on the JetBus building algorithm. Okay, and today we shall complete that problem under any circumstances. We are going to start the next chapter, that is symmetrical fault analysis. So, upon the completion of this third chapter, I will circulate the material regarding the chapter number 1, chapter number 2, chapter number 3. And once again, I am giving you the serious instructions that my material will be helpful to you for your preparation. Okay, so it will give you some boost up to understand the concepts, but that is not the final. Please try to understand. You have to prepare your own material and you have to attempt those questions, whether if you get the questions in your university question papers or in your mid examinations. Okay, that is completely up to you, right? Now the problem is, shall start the problem. Now please go through this. I think it is visible now. Actually we have started the problem in the last class itself, but as for the time constraint is considered, we have stopped the problem at the middle of. Now you see here, so the network is given. I think my voice is visible. Sorry, my voice is audible. Okay, if it is not audible, you please just raise your hand, or you can put the same question or the problem that what you are going to face in the chat box, so that I can able to see your questions, right? Now this is the actual problem what he has given. Now for this is a 3-bus network. This is basically a 3-bus network. Bus number 1, bus number 2, bus number 3, and this is a reference bus. Okay, so JetBus building algorithm is very important. So JetBus building algorithm consists of mainly 4 modifications. You require 4 steps for building that algorithm. So type 1 modification, type 2 modification, type 3 modification, etc. So you need to determine the JetBus new, okay, in sequence wise. First of all, you have to start your calculations by considering type 1 modification. So before going to start the solution for the given problem, first of all, you people have to know clear cut explanations regarding type 1 modification, type 2. So what is the type 1 modification, what is type 2 modification, what is type 3 modification, what is type 4 modifications? You need to know all these type of modifications, then only you will get the new JetBus. That is the only thing you need to remember here. Okay, now so I have started from type 1 modification onwards. Okay, so the basically the first modification is type 1 modification. What is a type 1 modification? So in this type 1 modification, we are going to add the additional branch impedance, that is ZB, in between new bus and a reference bus. Suppose, obviously we know for every system there must be some standard reference buses. So we are going to exclude these standard reference buses, right? Now, what is the new bus here? So reference bus 1 is, reference bus R is already given, already you have considered. Now, in this particular case, we are considering bus number 1 is a new bus. Okay, so bus number 1 is a new bus. So basically it is a type of 1 modification. So in between bus number 1 and reference bus, we are adding this 0.25. This is the additional branch impedance that have been connected in between bus number 1 and R. So that's the step number 1. Add Z1R. What is Z1R? The impedance, branch impedance that is connected between first bus and the reference bus. That's value is equal to 0.25. So basically, we are adding this 0.25 from bus number 1 to bus number R. So this is called type 1 modification. So according to this, the first Z bus new is equal to 0.25. That means the size of the matrix is equal to 1 by 1. So in type 1 modification, the dimensions of old Z bus is increased by 1 unit. So that 1 unit is equal to here 1 by 1. Next, let us again check for type 1 modification. If again type 1 modification is there, obviously your second step is also type 1 modification. If type 1 modification is not there, means you need to go for the next modification, that is type 2. Okay, so after completion of that first type 2 modification, then again you need to check for another type 2 modification is existing or not. If there is no type 2 modification, again you need to go for type 3 modifications. So every time you need to check once or twice whether the same repetition or whether the same modification is going to be happened or not. Okay, so here what is a type 1 modification? Type 1 modification is the additional branch impedance have been connected to new bus and the reference bus. So here we are going to start the calculations by considering bus number 1 onwards. So bus number 1, bus number 2, bus number 3. So directly there is no close relationship between 2 and reference. See, even though you are having 2 and reference bus, but obviously before going to this bus number 2, you must have this bus number 1. Okay, we are going to start the calculations by considering bus number 1 on board. So that's why we are not going to consider whether this bus number 2 has been directly connected to the reference bus. Okay, this is another case, but we are going to start the calculations from this point onwards. So there is no type 1 modification. So with this, the type 1 modification has been completed, and now Z bus is equal to 0.25 and the size of the Z bus is equal to 1 by 1. Next, what is the next one? So type 1 modification is not there. So you must go for type 2 modification. Now what is a type 2 modification? You have to add the branch impedance that is connected between old bus and the new bus. Now bus number 1 is already introduced in step number 1. So that's why bus number 1 becomes old here. Now what is bus number 2? In this particular step, we are adding, we are considering bus number 2. So that's why bus number 2 is a new bus and bus number 1 is a old bus. So again, point 1 is the additional branch impedance value that has been connected between bus number 2 and bus number 1. So that is a point 2, point 1. Now this is type 2 modification. So why? Because you are adding the additional branch impedance in between old bus and new bus. Obviously that is a type 2 modification. In type 2 modification also, the old Z bus value increases its dimensions by 1 unit. That means obviously in the previous case, Z bus old is equal to 1 by 1. Now you are going to consider that as, you please see here. So according to that type 2 modification, Z bus is equal to please Z bus old this is a formula. You must remember the formula, then only the problem will be simplified. Otherwise you don't understand how we are writing all these things, right? So Z1J, ZJ1. Okay, similarly ZJN, similarly ZNJ. Now this is ZB plus ZJJ. Please do remember that. So here Z bus old is given by 0.25. Okay. Now Z12 is also equal to all the values are same. Now here ZB is equal to 0.35. 0.25 plus 0.1. Please do remember that this is very important. See why it is important means obviously most of the members are trying to substitute Z12 is equal to 0.1 here, but that is not correct. So they are writing 0.25 as it is Z11. Why? Because they have obtained that Z11 in the previous step. and directly they are writing Z12. So that's why I told you regarding this point in the last class. This Z21 are this Z12 is different. So Z21, Z12 both are same, but this Z21 and this Z21 are both are different. Please do remember. Please do remember. You must add this with a Z22. So that is the formula. So 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Now you see here 0.25 plus 0.1. So 0.25 plus 0.1 means obviously you will get 0.35. Okay. So Z bus mu is equal to 2 by 2. You will get a 2 by 2 matrix. So we have already completed this in the last class. So that's why we are not going to focus much on this one. Type 1 modification. Sorry, type 2 modification. So first step, type 1 modification has been already completed. Now in the second step, already we have introduced type 2 modification. Again, we need to check whether type 2 modification is still repeating or it is ended at a second step. We shall verify. So already we have introduced bus number 1 and we have introduced bus number 2. Okay. Now come to the bus number 3. That is also very, very important. So bus number 1 completed, introduced. Bus number 2 is also introduced in second step. Bus number 3, let us verify whether bus number 3 is comes under type 3 modification or not, type 2 modification. You just see here, this is old bus and this is new bus. Please see here again, I am adding bus number 3 to the old bus number 1. So again 0.1 ohms is connected, or 0.1 per unit value ZB is connected in between 1 and 3. So as far as the building algorithm is concerned, again you are going to have one more type 2 modification. Why? Because we are adding Z base in between bus number 1 and bus number 3. Please do remember, right? Now you see here. So this is also type 2 modification. Now what is the additional branch impedance that has been connected in between bus number 1 and 2? So please see it carefully. So this is Z bus old. This is Z bus old. Please do remember. Z bus old. See, I'm not going to change any value in the Z bus old. So Z bus old is 2 by 2 matrix. So these are the additional elements that I am going to insert in Z1 3 and Z2 3, Z3 1 and Z3 2. Now again, so this is Z2 2. Actually, this is also 0.25, but we are going to add 0.25 plus again 0.1. So that becomes 0.35, not 0.45. Please do remember, this is different and this is different. Okay, so frankly speaking, in this place also you are getting only 0.25, but here again we have to add 0.1 in between 1 and 3. Obviously your Z33 becomes varied, so that's why you are getting 0.35. So this is also type 2 modification. So type 2 modification, right? So according to this type 2 modification, the Z bus new is 3 by 3. 3 by 3. Okay. Now again, we need to check whether type 2 modification is still existing or it is concluded in step number 3. So if you clearly see the last figure, now you see here. Now you see here. So we have introduced one, and we have introduced bus number 1. We have introduced bus number 2, and we have already introduced bus number 3. Now, as far as 2 and 3 are concerned, so whenever 3 is also introduced in the system, obviously it becomes old bus when you go for next step. Similarly, bus number 2 is also old bus. If ZB is connected in between two old buses, that will becomes type 4 modification, not type 3. But still, In between type 2 and type 4 modification, we are also having one more uh, uh, modification, that is type 3 modification. What is a type 3 modification? Now a branch impedance is connected in between old bus and reference bus. Now this is type 3 modification, 0.25. So we need to add this 0.25, right? So that is our intention when we go for next one. See, Z2R, which is connected in between bus number 2 and bus number R. Now already we got Z bus old. So again, you need to check the formula for writing all these things. Okay. So this is also a formula, Z bus old, Z bus old. So already we have derived the Z bus old. So Z bus old is this one, minus 1 by, okay, Z33 plus ZB formula. Now again, so this is the case. So Z 2. So this is row wise, row wise. This is column and this is row. So row wise 0.25, 0.35, now 0.25. Okay. So this is 3 by 1 and this is 1 by 3. Again, if you multiply this with you will get 3 by 1 only. So this is 3 by 1. Sorry, 3 by 3 I think. So 3 by 1 and this is 1 by 3. So if you multiply this with 3 by 1 with 1 by 3, obviously again you will get the 3 by 3. Okay. So upon the simplification of all these things, so already this, yeah, this you can obtain from this. Already you know this formula. So 0.25, 0.35, 0.25. Okay. Similarly, you can multiply this with this one. Now let us verify. So please, all of you note down these things. I think we have stopped at this point right now. So just you note down this, then we go for the next slide. Please, this is a type 3 modification. The fourth step is type 3 modification. You please just note it down. Okay. Now we shall see the next one. Now this is the answer. You please note it down the answer. So after simplification of the above step, that is step number 4, you will get 0.1458, 0.1042, 0.1458. Similarly, you will get 3 by 3. So in type 3 modification, uh, there is no, that means what do you call that? The dimensions of old jet bus remains as it is. There is no change at all. So obviously 3 by 3 is there, means obviously you will get the same 3 by 3. So in type 4 modification also, the dimensions of old jet bus does not change at all. And at the last step, we are going to add that jet B, which is connected in between two old buses. So here bus number 2 is already old and bus number 3 is already has been introduced. So in between bus number 2 and bus number 3, we are going to add that additional branch resistance or additional branch impedance is 0.1. Okay, according to that, it is comes under type 4 modification. You please note down the answer, final answer. This is a final answer. So all these are comes from the expressions what we have derived and what we have discussed in the last two classes. So if you remember those expressions and if you remember those formulae, obviously you can able to solve any problem in the JetBus building algorithm. So with this, we are going to conclude chapter number 3. We are going to conclude chapter number 3. Please note down the answer. Okay. So with this, we are going to conclude the chapter number 3. So let's verify the syllabus whether we have completed all the topics or not. Okay. So I will show you the syllabus also. Accordingly, we will plan. Now you see here per unit system representation and its topology. So we have completed each and everything. I have not left. I didn't leave any single topic in that particular chapter. So I have completed each and every topic also. And power flow studies. Power flow studies also we have completed. So Newton-Raphson method, decoupled and fast decoupled method, algorithms, problems on three bus systems. So we have completed all the topics also that included in chapter number 2 or unit number 2. I have not. Uh, I didn't leave or left. I didn't left any single topic in the specified syllabus. Right now, come to the next chapter, that is JetBus formation. Now you see formation of JetBus algorithm for the modification of JetBus matrix for addition of element for the following cases: addition of element from new bus to reference bus, type 1 modification; element addition of element from new bus to old bus, that is type 2 modification; addition of element between old bus and reference bus, again that is type 3 modifications; and addition of element between two old buses, type 4 modification. Modification of JetBus for the, that means you can solve problems based on the type modifications. Okay. So with this, we have completed 50% of our syllabus. Okay. And now tomorrow I am going to not tomorrow. So still you're having some time. So just we will discuss about the symmetrical fault analysis. uh, why do we require to study about the symmetrical faults? This is a very, very important chapter. So from this chapter onwards, each and every concept is very, very important. Okay. Now let us see why we need to study about the symmetrical fault analysis. Okay. So till now, just we have seen the steady state behavior of the power system under normal operating conditions. So normal operating conditions means there is no fault at all. Obviously, system is a balanced power system. Okay, system is a balanced power system, etc. So there is no inconsistency is there. So that's why the system behavior is steady state behavior. Okay. So till now we have dealt with the steady state behavior of the power system, which is working under normal operating conditions. Okay, but particularly this chapter, that is symmetrical fault analysis, in this chapter we are going to study the abnormal behavior of the system. Abnormal behavior, what do you mean by abnormal behavior? Abnormal behavior, suppose suddenly the system behavior has been changed. How do we analyze the system behavior has been changed? Obviously, you know the difference between stable power system and unstable power system. Sometimes because of some changes, abrupt changes, steady state behavior, that means steady state system has been disturbed for some time, and later it will brings back to the original state, that is different. Okay, so in this particular chapter we are going to discuss the abnormal behavior of the system under symmetrical faults, symmetrical short circuits, that we are also calling it as a symmetrical fault currents, three phase faults. Okay, see again, symmetrical faults and unsymmetrical faults are also there. Okay, so basically unit number 4 completely discussed about the symmetrical faults, and unit number 5 discussed completely about the unsymmetrical faults. Then what is the difference between the symmetrical faults and unsymmetrical faults? So symmetrical faults are nothing but all the three phase faults comes under this particular category. Line to ground fault, see obviously you people are familiar with the line to ground fault, line to line fault, line to ground fault, all those types. So faults are unsymmetrical faults. Why? Because there in that particular case the system becomes unbalanced. System becomes unbalanced. But in the case of symmetrical fault analysis, system is still balanced, but you are going to have the three phase fault existing in between all the three phases. All the three phases. Okay, so that is a very important point. Now what are the conditions that are caused in the system to become unstable? That is also very important. So what are the conditions? The first one is, it may be through accidental insulation failure of the system or the equipment. Suppose some in some cases flash overs are also there, lightning strokes. Okay, flash overs are nothing but lightning strokes through the faulty operation. So that becomes, so that will brings your system to operate in the faulty operation. So faulty operations means whenever a fault is going to exist, means if the system has been exposed to that fault, obviously high amount of short circuits are trying to flow in your circuit, that those currents may damage your system also. Okay, so obviously we are going to use some protective equipment for disconnecting that faulty section from the active or energized system. Okay, that means whenever a fault is existing at some place, obviously that faulted section will be disconnected from the healthy section through the circuit breakers, fuses, etc. Okay, I think you have seen all these types of protection devices in your switchgear and protection relay. I don't know how many of you have learned that. But as far as the symmetrical fault analysis is concerned, we are going to concentrate much on the symmetrical faults, that too three-phase symmetrical, three-phase faults. So three-phase faults are concerned under the symmetrical fault analysis. And one more point is very important. So in your GATE exam also, you people are going to concentrate more on these topics. So which type of fault is more severe fault, and which type of fault is more occurrence fault? Okay, rarely occurring fault is there, most occurrence fault is also there. Severe fault, what type of fault? So how can you say, so what type of fault is more severe than any other fault? That is three phase fault. But this is a rarely occurring fault. Most of the times your system may affected with a line to ground fault. Those are commonly occurring faults. So please try to understand the clear-cut definition between rarely occurrence and commonly occurrence. Okay, so the probability of occurrence is 70% for line to ground, 5% chance is there for getting three-phase faults. That is the important point you need to remember. So in the case of symmetrical faults, we are going to study about the transients on the transmission lines. Similarly, the short circuit studies of a synchronous machine when it is operated on a no load conditions and when it is operated on a full load conditions. So similarly, you can able to identify or measure the three-phase short circuit currents and the reactances of the synchronous machine. Similarly, you can also obtain the short circuit MVA calculations by introduce how can you reduce the series short circuit currents by using series reactors and selection of how do you select the reactors. That is also very important point that you are going to study in this particular chapter. Okay. So this is about the symmetrical fault analysis. So now it is here in this particular chapter, you must remember one point. That point is we are going to deal with the balanced power system. Balanced power system. So the analysis of balanced power system is easier than unbalanced power system. Why? Because suppose if you are considering a balanced power system, and suppose if any three-phase fault occurs in that system, you need not determine the fault currents which are flowing in all the three phases. So it is sufficient to determine the fault current which is trying to flow in one phase. Later you are going to multiply by 3 to get the total fault current in the three phases. But that is not in the case of unsymmetrical faults. Why? Because unsymmetrical faults leads to unbalanced power systems, and unbalanced power systems means what is the difference between the initial stages of the power system analysis subject. I told you the difference between unbalanced system and balanced system. Now from this chapter onwards we are regularly using this word balanced system and unbalanced system. Balanced means obviously all the three phase impedances are equal, three phase voltages are equal, three phase currents are equal, phase angles are equal. But these are not similar in the case of unbalanced system. Three phase voltages are different, three phase and impedances are different, three phase angles are different. All the parameters are different. That is the big difference between balanced power system and unbalanced power system. Okay, so in clear we are going to start the symmetrical fault analysis in tomorrow's class. So tomorrow also we are having the fourth hour. Please try to understand my situation also. If your strength is like this, obviously I am also not able to tell you some important aspects. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you please raise your doubts. If you have any doubts, please raise your doubts. No, no doubts. Okay, thank you, Leaf.